Welcome back to the Thinking Crypto podcast, your home for cryptocurrency news and interviews. If you're new here, please hit that subscribe button as well as the thumbs up button and leave a comment below. If you're listening on a podcast platform such as Apple, Spotify, or Google, please leave a 5-star rating. This content is brought to you by Uphold, which makes crypto investing easy. You can buy, sell, trade, and earn cryptocurrencies on Uphold. They have 10 plus million users, 200 plus cryptocurrencies, and they're available in 150 countries. I've been using this platform since 2017. If you'd like to learn more, please visit the link in the description. All right, my friends, big news today because we had the CFTC chief, Rostin Behnam, who says Bitcoin is the only commodity in the wake of the FTX collapse. Now, this is a complete 180 from what he's been saying just even 2 months ago, and even going back 6 months, where he was on CNBC saying Bitcoin and Ethereum are commodities. Now he's saying only Bitcoin. So what changed? Well, certainly a lot of scrutiny is coming down on him and, of course, the SEC. But we know Gary Gensler, since he's taken position as the chairman, has not echoed the statements of Jay Clayton and Bill Hinman, his predecessors, about Ethereum being not a security. He's only talked about Bitcoin. And now Rostin Behnam is on that train where he's saying only Bitcoin. So what's going to happen to Ethereum and the rest of the altcoins? Because remember, a lot of altcoins live on the Ethereum blockchain as ERC20 tokens and so forth, right? There were a lot of ICOs on Ethereum back in the day. There's NFTs on Ethereum. So this is very dangerous for the altcoin market. Now, I personally hold Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, and other altcoins like Cardano, Algo, and so forth. This is not a good sign, my friends. And one could say that the targets are now on Ethereum, because even the SEC in the Ian Bellina lawsuit, the influencer Ian Bellina, they said all transactions on the Ethereum blockchain are under our jurisdiction. Now the CFTC chief is kind of backing down, saying, you know what, I don't even want to handle Ethereum. I'll let the SEC do that. Now, you got to read between the lines, right? If he's going to say only Bitcoin is a commodity, what does that mean for Ethereum? It's a security. So this is a big time backtracking. And what will save the altcoins, guys? What could potentially save Ethereum? It's going to have to be Ripple and XRP. As we've been talking about since the time this lawsuit was filed against Ripple, this is an attack against crypto. It's not just myself that has been saying that. It's been people in the XRP community, attorney John Deaton and so forth. And a lot of people ignored us. A lot of people, were laughing. It's like, the Ripple sucks, XRP sucks. But it wasn't just about Ripple and XRP. It was an attack. And it started, primarily with Ripple and XRP. And now look at what Gensler is doing. He's going after exchanges, lending platforms, everything, right? And even the library case. And he's going after everything. So everything's on the table here, including Ethereum. And that's why I'm going to say it for the millionth time. We need Ripple to win, to break down that barrier that exists right now, where Gary Gensler has the upper hand, and give these other altcoins in the market a chance to be able to fight their case, because Gary doesn't care. He's trying to slow this thing down as much as possible. So a victory from Ripple and XRP getting that non-security status will help the rest of the market, and it could help Ethereum here. Now, attorney John Deaton did call out Michael Saylor here, who was, of course, super happy to say that, CFTC Chair Rostin Behnam said the only cryptocurrency that should be viewed as a commodity is Bitcoin, and kind of highlighting that, you see, Ethereum is a security. So John Deaton said, do you see how these regulators work and think? Rostin Behnam didn't suggest ETH was a commodity. He stated very clearly ETH was a commodity several times, including a month ago. Sam Bankman-Fried fraud is uncovered and a change in the air in DC, and he flip-flops. no integrity, these people. So something changed here. I think certainly the pressure coming from the FTX collapse, because both the Rostin Behnam and Gary Gensler met with Sam Bankman-Fried. So they failed. They did not do the extra due diligence to go look at what this guy was doing, whether it be international or not. He's in your office. He's trying to get regulation in the US, and he has a US arm of his business here called FTX US. So this is not good, guys. And those of you who are Ethereum maxis and bullish on Ethereum and whatever it is, be careful. Be careful here. This is not good. Because, if Gary was getting pushback from multiple other government agencies, such as the CFTC, saying, hey, Ethereum is not a security, it's a commodity, we have a chance because there's not alignment with government agencies. But when there's alignment like this, it's not good. And once again, Bitcoin's fine. I hold Bitcoin and all that. So this is why I diversify. But Ethereum, if Ethereum is meant or is set to be a security, what do you think is going to happen to the other altcoins? So we need Ripple to win this lawsuit, guys, and that I think will be the saving grace here for the rest of the altcoins. Now, regarding the FTX, Rostin Behnam, he testified before Congress today talking about this FTX debacle, and some statements came out from there where he said the FTX direct clearing plan was nowhere close to being approved, and he talked about the need for regulations and all that. So it's pretty much the same old talking points that we've been hearing over the past few weeks, and we're probably going to hear more of it as there's more congressional hearings about this. But we'll see what type of regulations they come up with. Hopefully it's not heavy-handed or draconian, and hopefully it's well balanced so that innovation is not killed and pushed overseas and moves away from the United States. Now, speaking of FTX, surprisingly, Mike Novogratz, and I know many folks do not like Mike Novogratz. He was interviewed by CNBC, and I was surprised by the statements he made. He said, it was delusional, talking about Sam Bankman-Fried's interviews. Let's be clear, Sam was delusional about what happened and his culpability in it. He needs to be prosecuted. He will spend time in jail. And it wasn't just Sam. You don't pull this off with one person. Very strong statements coming from Mike Novogratz here. And look, I'm in agreement. These people need to be prosecuted. They committed a crime. They committed fraud. I don't care which conference you go speak at and whatever you do the crime, you got to pay the time. Now, I want to just talk about the SEC lawsuit here, or SEC Ripple lawsuit, excuse me, where James K. Fallon, attorney James K. Fallon, he tweeted out the timing of the potential Bill Hinman documents being released. He says, I have some thoughts on timing regarding the Hinman documents, the summary judgment motions, and the outstanding sealing issues. Rather than typing out a long thread, I've written them out in the attached document. He says there are three big issues outstanding. 1, summary judgment motions. 2, expert challenges, the Daubert motions. And 3, sealing issues regarding the expert reports, the Hinman documents, and other material relied on by the SEC and Ripple in their motions. What Judge Torres relies on in making her decision on the summary judgment motions will likely dictate what she will unseal. If the judge relies on a document in her decision, that document is considered a judicial document, and then it will be disclosed. So what does that mean? I think Judge Torres will work backwards. First, she will draft her summary judgment ruling and identify any of those now sealed or redacted documents that she relied on. If she relied on them, they would be discussed in her ruling and she would unseal them. If she doesn't rely on a document in her decision, then the question of whether that document needs to be remain sealed becomes moot. The same with the expert motions. If she doesn't rely on the expert in her summary judgment decision, then there would be no need for her to address the motion to strike experts' testimony. My point is, why would Judge Torres slog through the expert motions and the sealing motions, including the sealing of Hinman documents, separately before deciding what parts of them, if any, are relevant to deciding summary judgment motion? I don't think she will. He says this is exactly what she did in a case involving Goldman Sachs that had sealing disputes, challenges to the experts, and motions for summary judgments. When she decided those issues, she did it at the same time in one ruling. And in the footnote in that ruling, she basically said, if it's discussed here, in my opinion, it's a judicial document. I relied on it, and it will be made public. James says, so I don't think we should expect a separate ruling on the sealing of the expert materials, the Hinman documents, or other material relied on by the parties. I believe that she will decide everything together, and it won't be until she rules on the summary or on the motions for the summary judgment, and it will be one big written rule or ruling. So interesting take here. And this is, once again, very relevant. I think every altcoiner in the market needs to pay attention to this. This is going to be critical. It could expose the SEC and their conflicts of interest. And if, there were lies, that there were, a plan to kind of just prop up Ethereum and XRP as a challenger, and others were kind of, gotten the penalty here. But we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see what comes out from this. But clearly, there's something in these emails and documents that are very relevant to this case. So we will have to wait and see. Now, Warren Davidson, who is part of the Republican Party and part of the committee that oversees the SEC and so forth, he was on Fox Business, and he said, I look forward to the House Financial Services hearing next month. Gensler's selective enforcement and the DOJ's lack of U.S. criminal investigations into Sam Bankman-Fried leave many open questions. The world is stunned. He's not in custody, and we want answers. So Tom Emmer and these guys will be ramping up their efforts. And in fact, one of the folks who's part of that committee, Representative Bill Huizenga, I will be interviewing him next week, guys. So if you have questions for me to ask him, please leave them in the comment section or email them to me. And I can certainly get to them and include them in my list. Now, guys, despite all this nonsense that's happening with SBF and FTX, big players continue to set up shop. Here's some huge news out of the UK. The world's biggest interdealer broker, TP ICAP, approved to launch institutional Bitcoin and crypto exchange in the UK. Wow. Guys, I've been saying it. People don't like that I'm saying it, but I said this FTX collapse, Sam Bankman-Fried opened the door for these big players like your BlackRocks, your Fidelities, Charles Schwab, and so forth to come in and build in the crypto market and take it over. It's kind of like kicking out the kids, and the adults are coming into the room because, as I've said, they have the money, the power, they're already regulated in the traditional financial market. They've got the connections, they've got the infrastructure, they already have the existing customer database. So they're going to do it, guys. And I think that's what's going to take the market to the next level. So these crypto startups and exchanges that were born or birthed out of the crypto market, they need to up their game because the big players are coming. And, we've talked about over the past 4 months, we had BlackRock, BNY Mellon, NASDAQ, Google adopt crypto, MasterCard launching crypto services. So we're seeing these big players launching and getting setting up their shop. There was even talks of Fidelity, Charles Schwab, and Citadel building their own crypto exchange. So the building continues from these traditional financial heavyweights entering the market. This is huge, huge news. And here's another big one, guys. Russia's Sberbank, if I'm saying that right, integrates metamask into its blockchain platform. Russia's largest lender is moving into DeFi and Web3 by integrating its blockchain platform with the Ethereum blockchain. Guys, banks, stock exchanges, hedge funds, institutional players, payment companies, they're all jumping in. So on November 30th, Sber, and this is Sber, that's how it's spelled. So I'm assuming the B is silent, but my Russian listeners, let me know. Sir officially announced new opportunities for its proprietary blockchain platform, including the capability with smart contracts and applications on the Ethereum network. This would allow developers to move smart contracts and entire projects between Sir's blockchain and public blockchain networks, the bank said. Sir's latest additions also bring in an integration with major software cryptocurrency wallet metamask, which is used to interact with the Ethereum blockchain. The integration allows users to make operations with tokens and smart contracts placed on Sir's blockchain platform, the announcement notes. Pretty amazing, guys. This is a bank doing this. We're going to see a lot of banks doing different applications with different blockchains. And, we had talked about it, I believe, a couple of weeks ago of JP Morgan. They started DeFi testing on Polygon and with Aave. So something big is in the works here. These banks are building, they're testing, and it's happening in the bear market when there's a lot of fear and a lot of confusion and anger, obviously FTX, Sam Bankman-Fried, and so forth. Here's some not so good news, and this is specifically with Apple and the iOS App Store, right? Apple is a bit of a monopoly. Elon's been complaining about them. Well, apparently they blocked NFT transfers on the Coinbase wallet on the iOS app. So not good. And Brian Armstrong of Coinbase, CEO of Coinbase, who he weighed in, he said, good example of the kinds of discussions we have with Apple on a monthly basis to deal with their App Store monopoly. It's gotten pretty absurd at times. So Apple is trying to, I think, cut in to some of the fees here. Apple claims is that the gas fees required to send NFTs need to be paid through their in-app purchase system, so they can't collect 30% of the gas fee. But this is ridiculous. The gas fees are not collected by Coinbase. It's on the blockchain. Like, what the hell? So they clearly don't know what the hell is going on. Recently, Elon went to Apple's headquarters to sort out some things with Tim Cook. So hopefully they can get this right, because this is stupid. Pay us the gas fees, as though Coinbase is the one collecting gas fees on the whatever Ethereum network or whatever it is. So really, really silly move here by Apple, and hopefully they get this right. All right, guys, that's the news. Let me know what you think. Leave your thoughts and comments below. Hit the thumbs up button, share this video, and I'll talk to you all later.